The Blazers play 2 games this weekend.
Friday and Saturday.
Saturday. Friday night counts as the weekend, does it not? Am I wrong on that?
No, I'm with you.
Okay. So I was watching very closely on Friday because I ended up gambling heavily on Oklahoma City -11. And if you could tell by my text I sent you guys at halftime, I was not too pleased with the first half effort from the Portland Trailblazers. Now, thankfully,
you were in a
Sprague
panic.
put you at ease.
I was in a panic. You guys both were like, calm down. And I was like, I know they're going to lose, but can we not make every shot we take in like a 5-minute stretch?
That was lightning in a bottle.
Caught it at the end of the first half.
60% from 3 in the second quarter or something.
So I ended up watching the entire game. Now, Saturday a little different. I didn't flip over mainly until the second half, but they dropped a pair. They fall to 2-5. How are we feeling about the weekend action of the Portland Trailblazers?
I agree with a large portion of people, and I also disagree with myself on this, so it's buckle up.
Are you going to argue with yourself right now? Are you in the shower?
I have been, yeah.
Are you taking a shower right now?
Well, I do agree that it'd be nice to watch, to see them be watchable and lose. I also think if you're going to be watchable and exciting and be flirting, you're going to cost yourself games. So, like,
they almost came back from down 20 to beat the Suns on Saturday night.
That was more realistic a win than I thought the Thunder game was. I knew the Thunder were going to
Thunder went on a run in the third quarter, and that game was over.
But that's more about the Suns. That's their.
But this is the whole point, though. Like, you're going to find ways to win. Like, your starting lineup is not. You're going to find your way into games.
Well,
but the comeback wasn't the starting lineup. It was Delano Banton and Tamani Kamara and.
The Suns can be stupid. And they were close in the first half of that game. One like they were trailing by 30 at halftime. That was a third quarter blowout. They tend to just be really bad.
I think Portland led in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. I think they had the lead at halftime.
Well, the third quarter for them, much like Oregon's offense, it disappears.
Yes, it does.
And so they're losing these games because of their third quarters. I'm largely in. If I'm watching this team, I don't want it to be so bad that it becomes unwatchable. But, again, you are flirting with things until you trade certain players. Look, they lost both games. They accomplished the goal. Scoot, not so much in these last 2 as it was the previous games. Here's my other takeaway. I'm just done with the Anthony Simons stuff. He's an inefficient basketball player who doesn't do a whole hell of a lot for them, and you can certainly argue their coach doesn't put him in good spots, and I won't disagree with it. Hey, go set a screen. That's your offense. The dude is averaging 18 points on 17 shots, or 19 points if you want to round up, on 17 shots.
Took 25 on Saturday for 20 points.
There's a tweet of 2 girls where a girl says, girl, this is me and this is you, and somebody says, these girls are having a mid-off. That's the hero Anthony Simons conversation to me at this point. $200 million players that I don't think are particularly amazing. You can argue till the cows come home that Ant in a better situation would thrive. I don't know how much evidence I have of that right now. So I kind of just want that gone. I want to see Scoot operating in the starting lineup, but that's not going to happen until they trade him, if they trade him. Other than that, they've been somewhat entertaining, and then they lose games. I'm also seeing on my timeline people love this Blazer team. And so sometimes my inner dirt comes to like, hey, you shut up.
You shut your mouth.
Up. But you know, they've at least lost the game.
It's funny that you had that takeaway. I sat down and, kind of for me early in the Blazers season, there's been something else going on, or a football game, or I'm trying to figure out my damn antenna and how do I get the chance. Like, it's been a hurdle. Friday night, no hurdle for me. Nothing else on TV. I wasn't too interested in any of the random college games. It's like, all right, let's sit down.
Boise State was up 47 points.
I'm not doing it, right? So this is all right, let's sit down and I'm going to dive into this entire game. And I turned it on at the start and I'm watching, and I found myself incredibly albeit the first half was their best half of basketball in that game, incredibly disinterested in the first quarter, because I just don't care to watch Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons, or DeAndre Ayton play basketball. And I know maybe I'm on an island. I know you're there on Ant right now. That does nothing. When Kamara takes a shot, I get excited. I'm like, hey, I can see that. He's a part of the future, and I like that. When Scoot comes in, or Klingon comes in, or any of the other young guys, when Sharp is back in the starting lineup, genuinely excited to watch them play. And I know they're going to be ugly at times. Scoot's going to have some bad games. That's okay. We're going to grade it on a full sample size of a year, not great game, bad game, great game, bad game. I just, as a fan, and I know, again, maybe I'm on an island, when DeAndre Ayton, Jeremy Grant, and Anthony Simons are in the game, I don't care. I don't care about how they play. I don't care about how they look.
Well,
I don't care
hollow.
about.
It feels like a hollow thing to care about. It's like, well, Ant's cooking. It's like, yeah, but
when are we going to trade him? He's going to be gone eventually. They're all going to get traded eventually. So it's not a part of the long-term plan. And That's my only hang up. I might start turning games on. Like, all right, the game starts at 7. I'll turn it on with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Tell me when Scoot's in the game and he's playing with Kamara, who, by the way, has been awesome this year.
They did a good piece, Habistro and Lamar, and I know Lamar doesn't want to say this, but in my mind, I heard them say that Tamani Kamara might be Jimmy Butler, and that made me super happy. Look,
he's having an awesome year this year.
Going into Phoenix, he was shooting 50% from 3.
He still is out of the game.
Touche. He is, Scoot's had a lot of good ups.
Some bad moments. It's going to happen.
He's coming back down to earth. Tumani has been the story of the young guys.
Yeah.
Klingen's been great. Klingen's only playing like 12 to 13 minutes a game.
Very small sample size.
Until Klingen gets into shape enough to play 26, 27 minutes, and I'm hoping that's coming up soon, like at some point.
We're going to have Robert Williams back potentially tonight. And what does that do to the rotation? Now I get another vet playing minutes over what are we doing?
I will be on an island on this if that's what it takes. I'm so against him playing at all. And I know he wants to play. Bobby Marks had a thing teams are going to be interested to see how he looks. Like if it was my decision, I'd say I don't want to see it because he can play one game and all of that goes out the window.
Ruptures his knee, boom.
Dude, it's his history. I hate to say that, and I know he wants to play, and they're going to play him. So my opinion is a moot one here. I'm not interested in it. I'd love to see him sit and then watch him get traded. I don't know how it changes the rotation much, because I don't think he's going to play a whole lot anyway.
Be a small number of minutes,
but
sure.
DA, yeah, man, I'm ready for the Klingen show, and until he gets there, I don't think they're going to move DA.
Yeah.
Jeremy's interesting because he's made no indications that he wants to move, where at least Ant has said, I want to be on a winner. That's not going to happen. And so until I guess we see Ant make a demand, they're not moving him. But I'm with you. I get what you're saying, but I'm still watching all the games.
I'm still gonna watch. There's a part of me that when that's the lineup, when I have Ayton on the floor, Grant on the floor, Simon's on the floor, maybe you throw a Robert Williams if he's back. That's the time of the game where I'm scrolling my phone. I'm just paying attention to other things.
I totally get it, but for me, it's not about caring about what Anthony Simons does because I'm so done with it. We just need to be honest about what he is. DA,
he's an average player, yeah.
He's a little above average, but he's not what he was billed as a young guy. I'm still interested in seeing how does Tumani play off of him? Those are the things that I'm watching, and I understand why a lot of people would be scrolling and kind of just keeping it on in the background. What is Tumani? Is Tumani finding the spots to free himself up when Anthony Simons drives or Jeremy Grant drives to kick? And so far, I've been pretty pleased with what I've seen with Tamani Kamara. He's looked good defensively.
Yeah.
His big problem is that he needs to stop committing so many fouls quickly. He commits 2 fouls in a minute.
You got to take him out.
And he has to go to the bench for a while. But I've been largely pleased with what we've seen from him. Again, Scoot's had some really good positives. Klingen when he's playing. Murray's been good defensively for them. So I hear what you're saying, but I'm still finding ways to be interested in it.
That's totally fair. I think the other part of that, too, is when Sharp comes back, Kamara is likely going to move to the bench. So we got bench Kamara, because I'm imagining you're not taking Avdi out of the starting lineup. You're not going to sit Grant. So Sharp's going to probably be in the starting lineup. So now one of your promising young players is also coming off the bench with your other promising young players not getting the number of minutes that they should get. It's a bigger issue for me. They did exactly what they needed to do this weekend. They lost both games.
Yeah.
And so we'll see where they go from here. They are in New Orleans tonight, so you get an earlier.
Win that game.
3 and 5.
New Orleans is not good.
Should have beat them the 2 times they were in Portland, man.
They're super banged up. Avdia's 3-point shooting, I continue to monitor that. That's not been good.
Not good.